Jeremy Biddle, aka Yung Bleu, born April 4th, 1994. Today's feature was a promising young rapper who looked poised to make a lasting impact on hip-hop and R&B. Starting out independently in Mobile, Alabama, Bleu built a name for himself with a unique brand of smooth R&B and gritty trap elements, delivering lyrics about heartbreak and ambition that resonated with fans. His big break came in 2020 with Your Mind Still, a single that brought a powerful combination of raw emotion and catchy melodies. When Drake co-signed Bleu by jumping on the remix, his career skyrocketed seemingly overnight. This new wave of attention, streaming success, and industry interest gave him an undeniable momentum that felt poised to turn him into a household name. But just a few years later, Bleu's career seems to have plateaued, and fans are asking what happened to Yung Bleu. One of the central relationships in Bleu's early career was with rapper Lil Boosie, who signed Bleu to his Badazz Music Syndicate label, giving him his first music exposure and credibility in the music industry. For Bleu, this relationship was instrumental because Boosie's name lent him legitimacy, and his mentorship helped him navigate the early stages of his career. But while Boosie's support was essential to Bleu's initial rise, it also presented some challenges down the line. Challenges we'll speak on that made it hard for Bleu to sustain his growth beyond the regional level, leaving him to rely heavily on his own independent hustle to gain national traction. As Bleu's star began to rise, he faced contractual disputes with Boosie, which led to a public disagreement over Bleu's rights and finances. Ultimately, he claimed he had to pay Boosie to exit his contract, creating friction between them and making Bleu's path forward more complicated. Industry conflicts like these can be distractions, and they may have limited Bleu's options when he was trying to capitalize on his success. Soon enough, his music began to lose its initial spark. Fans noticed a lack of growth and tendency to repeat familiar themes, leading to diminished excitement. With each new release, Bleu's lack of major label support also made it difficult to secure high-profile collaborations and promotional backing, stalling his momentum in the fast-paced music industry. Yung Bleu was supposed to be hip-hop's next sensation, but for these reasons, that didn't go as planned. What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Yung Bleu is a rapper, singer, and songwriter from Mobile, Alabama, who emerged as a rising star blending rap with melodic R&B influences. Growing up in a rough neighborhood, Bleu was introduced to music at an early age and began rapping at 11 years old. He first gained attention in 2016 with the release of his mixtapes, gradually building a dedicated fan base in the South. His breakthrough came in 2020 with Your Mind Still, as mentioned, a track that resonated with fans for its emotional lyrics and smooth delivery that caught the attention of hip-hop giant Drake, who jumped on the remix, propelling Bleu into the mainstream. He signed to Lil Boosie's label and gained much more visibility and success, but his career faced challenges, including later conflicts with Boosie and struggles with defining his musical identity. Despite early promise, Bleu's career has experienced ups and downs, leaving fans questioning what happened. Stunt number 1, lack of defined identity. Yung Bleu's lack of a defined musical identity has been one of the main factors that have slowed his career progression. While he initially garnered attention with his unique blend of melodic rap and R&B, which set him apart from many other artists, he struggled to solidify a sound that could consistently define him as an artist. After the success of his breakout hit Your Mind Still, many expected Bleu to evolve into a defining voice in the rap and R&B world. However, rather than honing in on one distinct style, Bleu seemed to experiment with different genres, diluting his presence in the industry. Initially, his mix of melodic hooks and vulnerable lyrics struck a chord with fans, creating a lane where he could comfortably exist between rap and R&B. But after his initial success, he began to shift from one musical style to another. He explored trap music, Afrobeat influences, and even pop-leaning tracks, but these shifts often felt forced or inconsistent. Instead of developing a signature sound that fans could recognize and connect with, Blue's music started to feel scattered. Some tracks leaned heavily on trap production, while others ventured into more mainstream pop and R&B territory. This lack of consistency made it harder for listeners to define who Yung Bleu was as an artist. In the world of hip-hop and R&B, where artists need a clear musical identity to stand out, this wavering style hindered Bleu from fully establishing himself in the mainstream. While he was certainly talented, his shifting sound left fans uncertain about what to expect from him next, and many were left wondering if he could offer something truly unique. For any artist looking to build a long-term fan base, defining your musical identity is crucial, and without it, Bleu struggled to sustain the initial momentum his breakout hit had created. As a result, his music lacked the cohesion and artistic direction necessary to maintain relevance in an ever-evolving industry. Stunt number 2, Lil Boosie. One of the biggest boosts but also hindrances in Yung Bleu's career, in my opinion, was no question his ties to rapper Lil Boosie. Boosie gave Bleu his first significant opportunity, signing him to his label, which helped Bleu build a grassroots following. However, Boosie's label didn't have the infrastructure, connections, or promotional power that a major label or more established indie label might have offered. This limited Blue's opportunities to reach a broader audience and secure key collaborations. As a result, he had to work harder independently to gain mainstream attention, and it took longer for him to achieve breakout success. Boosie and Bleu would also have public disagreements regarding contract terms and finances, with Bleu claiming that he paid Boosie for an exit from his contract. These conflicts, whether settled or not, added friction to their professional relationship. Disagreements like these can create distractions, and for Bleu, moving on from Boosie came with financial and career risk. Tensions between the two also exposed Bleu to the industry as someone tied to potential legal or contractual issues, which can make it more challenging for artists to partner with major labels. Lil Boosie's frequent controversies and outspoken nature have caused frictions with various communities, brands, and platforms, which may have indirectly affected Bleu's reputation and ability to transcend regional success. As a rising star, breaking away from Boosie's polarizing brand was important for Bleu to establish his own identity, but the connection may have stuck with him longer than he intended. These factors demonstrate how Boosie was a valuable mentor in Bleu's early career, but may have ultimately complicated his path to achieving his full potential in the mainstream music industry.
Nah, we ain't talked about it. I just want my money, man.
Stunt number 3, becoming unpopular. One of the biggest problems with Yung Bleu's discography is the lack of defining album or cultural moment that could cement his place in popular music. While he put out several projects after his breakout, none of them truly stood out or became known as the Yung Bleu moment. What did and still does stand out when you think of Yung Bleu is his public image and fan interest taking a hit after his Vlad TV interview that highlighted his spat with Lil Boosie, which in my opinion was huge in making him unpopular. One thing I personally hate to see is a rapper disrespecting the hand that helped them on in any way after they've gotten success. Whether right or wrong, the public back and forth with Lil Boosie largely made him seem unlikable and also distracted from the goal. He also never really signed with a major label after his dealings with Columbia Records and his initial success. I always say that some artists need certain resources that only major labels provide, and Yung Bleu is one of those artists. He says he didn't sign with a major so he could have more freedom, and I get that, but the independent route just didn't counter what he lost enough based on the kind of artist he is and the public image that carved out from his experiences. Bleu, no question, has the work ethic shown by his consistent releases, which some fans even feel oversaturated him, and he had an image and voice that should be promoted as one of the bigger hip-hop artists. Without the major label push, his music is becoming more and more unpopular and left behind newer artists every day using the same style. All in all, Yung Bleu's career highlights how challenging it can be for even the most promising artists to navigate the complex landscape of the music industry, where relationships, creative direction, and resources all play a pivotal role in long-term success. His music career is not over by any means, as he's still releasing music and projects independently distributed by Empire. But for some fans, Yung Bleu, like my last feature Moray, may have missed their window of opportunity to be recognized as one of the trendsetters of the melodic rap style and its emergence in hip-hop. Solid artist, but for these reasons, his growth is being stunted. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.